up, Internet, and welcome back to On the Sofa Live. If you're new, do subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay in the loop. Okay, we've got I think we've got 10 stories to get through.
Awesome.
And yeah, I think we're starting with Andy Burnham, our new Prime Minister.
You know what's funny with Andy Burnham? Everyone loved him for a week.
Yeah, and there's still a Burnham bounce going. He's still, for the first time in about a year, Labour are ahead of Reform in the polls.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
So our first two stories are going to be about him. There are some red flags about him. This is from Novara Media on X. Andy Burnham addressed an arms fair attended by Israeli weapons firms, while his new defense minister, Wes Streeting, promised military spending would take priority over other areas. In a video address that played at the Farnborough Air Show before Streeting gave a speech, Burnham said, "We are going to re-industrialize this nation," and that increased spending on defense would play a key role. Burnham wants to raise military spending from 2.6 of GDP to 3.5, which would bring it to levels not seen since shortly after the end of the Cold War. What do you think of this?
I think everyone should get fired immediately. The problem is that it's no longer a secret that everybody's going in one direction as far as the upper crusts. And Andy Burnham is following the same line that Keir Starmer did. He's kissing certain countries' butts. He's going out of his way to show solidarity. When if you asked him, he probably wouldn't even agree with the cause. But he's doing it because every other country is bowing down right now. And it's sad.
Yeah.
And for the record, genocide is not okay.
No, it isn't.
For the record. And I feel like that's where we should draw the line sometimes. So the fact that he sent a representative or anything shows that he pretty much is going to be exactly the same as his predecessor. Yeah.
I mean, people keep saying that we should give Andy Burnham a chance. He's only been in the role of Prime Minister for 2 weeks. Give him a chance, they say. But I want to give him a chance. I want to give Andy Burnham the benefit of the doubt. But I keep seeing red flags. Just about every day there's another news story about him which raises another red flag. And this is one of them. Him attending this arms fair attended by Israeli weapons firms.
But again, it's to show them I'm with you. I'm not against you kind of thing,
Yeah.
There is this really weird genuflection that people do when they come into office. It's really weird because they make all these promises, but then they come into office and it's Andy Burnham. The same thing that Keir Starmer and everyone did before him. And it doesn't even matter the party anymore. They're all following the same line.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad, isn't it?
It is. It's disappointing to see this. It's actually really disappointing. I had the Burnham bounce. I had that little sliver of hope.
Yeah. Well, so did I. When he spoke out against Labour's record on Gaza, and said that Labour had made mistakes. I had a bit of hope, but then he failed to go as far as to call it a genocide. And now he's attending this arms fair, alongside Israeli weapons firms.
which is the problem.
Mm,
Because as countries, we're legitimizing this cause. We're
yeah,
saying, oh, it's okay, when it's not okay.
no, it isn't. Not at
And
all.
I feel like if more people stood up and said genocide's not okay, then they would get the message.
Hopefully, yeah. The article goes on. Streeting said in his speech that US President Donald Trump is right to tell European countries to spend more on defense. That's why we've committed £298 billion over the next 4 years, including an additional £15 billion on top of last year's spending review settlement, he said. See, there's always money for war. These politicians, they keep telling us that there's no magic money tree. There's no money for the NHS. There's no money for schools. There's no money to shelter the homeless. Yeah, but then there's always money for defense. They always manage to find money for war.
And the sad thing is, your country and my country, we give billions of dollars to Israel every month.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't, that is one of those problems where I don't even know where to begin like that. And so it is actually really disappointing that Burnham went and smooshed with the Israelis.
Yeah, it is very disappointing. It's like I said, it's a huge red flag as far as I'm concerned.
The red flag is that he's not going to do anything for the people. It's going to be for, the upper establishment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. In the briefing,
he should hang his head in shame. Shame, Andy Burnham. Shame. Hang your head in shame, sir.
Yeah.
We expected change, and you gave and you gave us nothing.
Yeah, he's just going to tinker around the edges, but for the most part, it's going to be business as usual under Andy Burnham.
And what he's doing as far as like slashing energy bills and doing all these things, I hate to say it, that's exactly what Donald Trump did. He gave everyone checks. They were still broke. And then people voted for him like 5 years later because they remember getting money, but they don't remember sitting in their house for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. In a briefing after the speech, he said increased military spending would come at an opportunity cost across government, The Guardian reported. Streeting was criticised this week after it was revealed that he took over £50,000 from donors linked to Israeli weapons and to the military spy tech firm Palantir. Responding to Streeting and Burnham's comments, journalist Paul Holden said on X, "This is stupid, short-sighted and ignorant. Defence spending is a terrible vector for economic growth, industrialisation and job creation. Profits from defence spending will flow into the pockets of the 1%.
Okay. I will say, though, I saw this disturbing report that says basically your military couldn't fill Wembley Stadium as far as service people. People who are enlisted and people who are protecting your country right now. So you should spend a little bit more money on defense. I was shocked when I found out how many people are in your military, and they openly said it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So even without all politics aside, you should defend yourself, especially with what's going on in the world nowadays.
Well, that is true. Yeah.
And in no way, shape, or form am I support of the war machine that is building right now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you are hoping to re-industrialize through defense spending, it will cost you vastly more, endanger huge waste through the industry's addiction to single-source procurement and widespread corruption, and lock the UK into a defence export regime that ties us to authoritarian dictatorships. Martin Abrams, the Green Party's leader of Lambeth Council, wrote on X, "Why was Andy Burnham addressing a UK arms fair with several Israeli arms manufacturers in attendance? These firms included Elbit Systems, Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, and Israel Aerospace Industries, all named by Amnesty International as contributing to Israel's unlawful occupation, genocide, and other crimes under international law. This is what complicity in genocide looks like," Abrams said.
That's the problem. If you don't say anything, then you're saying that what they're doing is okay.
Yeah.
That's the problem with not speaking up.
Yeah. So silence is complicit. It's being complicit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Who was it who said, "Evil men prosper when good men do nothing"?
Absolutely. Especially in times like now when, fascism is slowly taking over.
Yeah. Yeah. But needless to say, I'm really disappointed with Burnham. This is one huge red flag. But I'd be interested to hear what other people think in the comments. Okay, moving on to the next story.
Really quickly. Is this another Burnham? Is this another Burnham story?
Yeah.
Okay. I already want him to resign. I already want him to resign. Bring on the 8th prime minister. Let him go 44 days, so he's one more day than Liz Truss. Bring on the 8th. Let's go. Go.
Problem is the Labour Party are so bereft of talent.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly struggle to see anyone who could take over from Burnham and take Labour, get Labour back on track. Because most of the cabinet are part of Labour Friends of Israel anyway.
Yeah.
So
see, again, they were all purchased.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing in my country. For as much as we harp on the Republicans, the Democrats are just as complicit. They take the same money from the same people.
Oh yeah. I don't think it should be right that members of Parliament should join lobby groups and take money from them. I think there should be a law against that, because
at least a cap where you can't give someone like Nigel Farage $5 million just because you like him.
Yeah,
there should be a cap.
Yeah. Anyway, next segment. This is another red flag for Andy Burnham. This next story is from Manchester Evening News. Andy Burnham issues DWP PIP change update that could impact millions. The Prime Minister hints at stricter benefit conditions to cut the welfare bill. Andy Burnham has signalled he could make it harder for benefit claimants, saying the UK must get really serious about curbing the welfare bill. So he's basically, continuing the work of Keir Starmer in going after benefit claimants and the disabled and making life harder for them.
Why do they always go after children and the infirmed?
Yeah,
Always. It is crazy how politicians do that.
yeah, yeah. I guess they think because that's the demographic that aren't going to be able to fight back
True.
and
And
stand up for
that
themselves.
very much children don't have a voice. It's always a third party. And same with anyone who has a disability where somebody else has to take care of them.
Yeah.
This is another. I am so disappointed. I'm disappointed at you. You guys don't see it, but I'm looking at a picture of Andy Burnham on my screen. I am so disappointed at you.
The article goes on. The Prime Minister indicated ministers could tighten the conditions attached to receiving support while insisting more should be provided to help people into work.
So forcing them into work.
Probably. The number of people in England and Wales claiming the main disability benefit, the Personal Independence Payment, PIP, has passed 4 million for the first time, roughly doubling since 2019, with spending on PIP forecast to rise more than 41 billion by the end of the decade.
Wow.
And there's a photograph of Burnham there being interviewed by Laura Kunsberg. The thing is, it's hard enough to get the personal independence payment as it is. You have to jump through so many hoops, and most of the time you get rejected the first time. The first time you apply and have to appeal, and it takes ages. It can take up to 2 years to finally get awarded PIP.
Wow.
And he's going to make it harder. He wants to make it harder for disabled people to get this. This isn't a benefit. This is a payment that helps disabled people be more independent. It helps people. You can claim PIP if you're in work as well. And it just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just there to give disabled people the funding that they need to give them, and that extra independence. And he's going to make it even harder to claim it. Apparently,
it's insane to me how it started with what was it? Get the deal done, stop the boats, net zero, stop net zero, and all of these things. Propaganda unfortunately works. And so for years we've been saying these people are sponging. No, well, the establishment saying these people are sponging and this or that, and you truly do not know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to sit in a chair and judge someone you've never met.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why that bothers me. Me because once again, he's just going after the disenfranchised.
Yes. This is what is known as manufactured consent.
Mm-hmm.
And what they're doing, they're sowing seeds of, they're sowing seeds into people's minds by telling people that, giving people the idea that people on benefits and the disabled are somehow worth less than everyone else. They're demonizing them.
But the thing is that always gets me, if you look at the upper echelon, the 1%, whatever you want to call it, they do not work. They live off of everyone else's money.
Yeah.
So they can't call people lazy when they're literally sitting at
Yeah,
home
yeah,
doing nothing.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Strange times. I feel like I fell through a mirror in 2019 and I'm on the opposite end. Like we're in the alternate universe, like in Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking to BBC Sunday with Laura Kunzberg, Mr. Burnham also promised to bring substantial change to the social care system as quickly as I can, but stopped short of giving a timeline. The Prime Minister is expected to make interventions on social care, youth unemployment, and devolution in the coming days. The thing is, successive prime ministers have promised that they're going to do something about social care. They're going to improve the social care system, but they've always failed to deliver. So I don't have many hopes that Andy Burnham will deliver either, to be honest.
It's it's just sad because we're so jaded. We're used to this now. We're used to
Yeah,
like, oh, maybe they'll do something. Within a week, he's already towing the line for the people that were like, by the way, they're destroying the earth and everything around them.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. The article goes on. He is under pressure to find savings from the welfare budget to fund other priorities, including billions of pounds more for defence and a new social care system. Teenagers claiming sickness benefits for conditions such as anxiety reportedly receive £100 a week more than part-time workers on a minimum wage. More than 87,000 16 and 17-year-olds are claiming PIP, with over two-thirds of the upper tier, £194 a week, are claiming it for mental health and neurodevelopmental conditions such as anxiety, ADHD, according to a report in The Times. A 16-year-old working 12 hours a week on the under 18 minimum wage takes home about £94. The analysis comes after a review of disability benefits found the system is no longer fit for purpose, with promises of bold reform of the system. The TIMS review was launched last year after ministers were forced to climb down on plans to reform disability benefits, including for those with mental health conditions, in the face of backbench Labour opposition. A final report of the review, led by Disability Minister Sir Stephen Timms, is due in the autumn. What do you think? What do you think about all of this?
This is another attempt. How come they're not taxing billionaires? How come they're not doing certain things? They're once again going after people with disabilities and
Mm,
redefining it to the point where they won't be able to get benefits.
mm,
Again, this is because of propaganda and stereotyping that you even say the word benefits and you instantly think, oh, they're lazy or something, and they're not.
yeah, yeah. Instead of going after the disabled and the poor, they should go. You're right. They should go after the multimillionaires and the billionaires.
And the funny thing is, their taxes would pay for people like this.
Yeah,
And it's a pittance. It's a small amount compared to how much, like, imagine if you taxed Elon Musk.
mhm,
You could
yeah,
pay for the entire country for the next 10 years.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's right. Asked whether there were people claiming benefits who did not need them, the Prime Minister told the BBC's Laura Kuenssberg he would not go straight to blaming those people. What I would say is that there were people in the benefit system, young people in their 20s, who have been, I would say, quite seriously let down because the support wasn't there for them when it should have been there. Pressed on whether he could remove or reduce benefits for current claimants, Mr. Burnham said it's about changing the nature of the support and making some of the support conditional upon people taking opportunities that are presented in front of them. So you might. Oh, sorry, go on.
They don't. I wonder why they don't have this much scrutiny for themselves or people who don't pay taxes, but they do have this for people with disabilities.
Yeah, they're an easy target, aren't they?
Yes. Again, they're not going to fight back.
Yeah.
Or at least not at the level that they always go after people who do not have money because it costs a lot of money to get a lawyer.
Yeah. But plus, the disabled are not a powerful lobby group. Like the energy, like the energy lobby groups or the Israel lobby groups. They don't have the same clout.
No, and that's the thing. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of campaigning against oil companies. Then I realized how much money oil companies had compared to a bunch of kids who were working out of an office in Santa Monica,
Yeah.
They have so much more money, and they will fight you. They'll show up at every court case. They will show up for everything because they have the money to waste.
Yeah. I'm not going to read the whole article because it's quite a long one. But let's just see what Kemi Badenoch had to say about all this. Tory leader Kemi Badenoch challenged Mr. Burnham to rule out tax rises or increased borrowing to pay for social care reform. In a letter to the Prime Minister, she said her party was willing to work with the government, but only if two core principles were met. She wrote, first, any solution to the issues around social care must also be fair to those who have made provisions and saved up over the course of their lives. Second, the money must be found by reducing current spending. He must rule out any tax rises or increased borrowing that will ultimately fall on the next generation to pay for.
I feel like they keep Kemi Badenoch in a cabinet and they bring her out when they need her. Is she real? I've been really watching PMQs and everything lately. Is she real?
Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
I don't know why. I know why. Sometimes it's her position, but something about her bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things about her bother me. But that's a whole nother show for another time.
I was about to say. I have a list.
This is another red flag for me as far as Andy Burnham goes. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What have we got next?
No, you know what's so funny? Whenever we get a new politician, there is that weird false hope that they're going to do something.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks that Gavin Newsom is going to be the next president of America. Let me tell you about what he did to my state that he was the governor of.
Yeah.
It would make you not want to vote for him.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. This is a ridiculous story. This is from BBC News. Reform UK reports Zach Polanski to police over guillotine T-shirt post. Reform UK have reported Green Party leader Zach Polanski to the police after he shared an Instagram post including a photo of a man wearing a top feature the name Nigel alongside an image of a guillotine. One of several images showed a man in a black t-shirt with a large guillotine below the words, "We're only making plans for Nigel." Sharing a screenshot on X, Reform UK leader Nigel Farage said, "If I was to post anything as insightful, then I would be expected to be arrested, and so should Polanski." A Green Party spokesperson said, once this image was brought to Zach's attention, he immediately unshared the post. He unequivocally does not support this type of dangerous message. Polanski had shared the photo with his 713,000 followers in a post containing several pictures of a Green Party event on Sunday, having accepted a request to collaborate with another account. In a post on X, the Metropolitan Police said, "We received a third-party report relating to an image shared on social media. We take reports of this nature extremely seriously, and officers are conducting inquiries into the matter." The words, "We're only making plans for Nigel," are the same as the lyrics of a 1979 song by the band XTC.
Do you want me to scream now or later? Okay. First of all, Nigel Farage is what we would call a snowflake. This man has literally incited a riot, several. He has stood yelling at the ocean for the past like 5 or 6 years. The audacity for Nigel Farage to get his feelings hurt when somebody's doing something in satire is beyond me.
Yeah,
it's beyond me. We no longer, and I say the royal we no longer have a sense of humor. We do. Everybody is so sensitive that if you say something, they could be literally the worst person on earth, and we're supposed to say, "Oh yeah, it's not okay." When Nigel Farage, that's actually funny. I'm gonna make that T-shirt now. And wear it around.
Yeah.
You cannot legislate morality. So for as much as it hurts your feelings, I think he should have the right to say that. That's an open and free society.
Yeah. I suppose you could argue that the optics are quite bad, especially in light of the murder of Anne Widdecombe. But the T-shirt, it wasn't addressed at Nigel Farage. It was just, quoting their song by XTC, "We're only making plans for Nigel," and it's just, just that Nigel Farage and others have interpreted it as being about Nigel Farage, because of course everything's about Nigel Farage.
I was about to say he turned Anne Widdecombe's death into a spectacle.
Yeah.
And when Joe Cox died, people respectfully backed away.
Yes.
And so I think everyone forgets. And that was what, like 2016 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's funny how they play these games when something happens on their side, and everybody has to be sensitive. But when someone on the other side is brutally taken off this planet, they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not making light of Anne Widdecombe in any way, shape, or form. That was just awful.
Yeah.
But they use this as a springboard for their false emotions.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's always worth hearing what Danny fucking Price has to say. Because he always brings receipts. he said this: "I am once again asking for a shred of consistency." The Reform Party have reported Zach Polansky to the police after the Green Party leader shared an Instagram post featuring a photo of a man wearing a top featuring the name Nigel alongside an image of a guillotine. According to reports, Zach Polansky has accepted a request to collaborate with another account and shared a series of pictures from a Green Party event last Sunday. Among the pictures was one of a man in a black t-shirt with a large guillotine image and the words, "We're only making plans for Nigel." And there's a picture of the offending t-shirt there.
Oh, I would so wear that.
That's a funky hat as well.
I was about to say I'd wear that hat too. I'm gonna make that. I am challenging myself right now. Funky hat.
A Green Party spokesperson said that Zach Polansky unshared the post once he realized it contained the image. Once this image was brought to Zach's attention, he immediately unshared the post. He unequivocally does not support this type of dangerous message. Let it be known, the idea of using a guillotine on Nigel Farage is obviously completely unrealistic. The UK never adopted the French-style execution guillotine as a standard method of capital punishment. Instead, Britain used the decapitation devices such as the Halifax gibbet and the Scottish maiden, which were retired by 1650 and 1716. Calling for the beheading of Nigel Farage is just as silly as saying something like, "You'd take a knife to them, Whitehall," which Nigel Farage actually said in the Brexit speech in 2019. If I was to post anything as insightful, then I would expect to be arrested, and so should Polansky. Of course, Nigel Farage would never share a post of such nature. Instead, Nigel Farage would simply go for the safer option of supporting and platforming people like Lucy Connolly, who literally called for migrants to be burnt to death.
Didn't she do 5 years in prison?
I think so. I think so.
Man.
Yeah. Do not forget that this is the same Nigel Farage who refused to condemn or do anything about Reform UK councillor Simon Evans, who shared a Facebook post that said that Labour MP Natalie Fleet should be shot back in February this year. Sounds about right. Although initially agreeing to share this image was in poor taste and definitely plays into Nigel Farage's self-victimizing campaign, trying to say that Zach Polansky is inciting violence seems to be a bit of a stretch in my opinion. Anyway, I guess we can now all look forward to Nigel Farage accepting another £5 million to protect himself from the ever-increasing threat of guillotines.
The real reason that Nige is scared that if people start building guillotines, he knows he's first. That's the real fear. That's the
yeah. And there was the Zach Polansky. We've got a clip of an interview that he did on the BBC as well. Let's see this clip. Oh, it would help if I unmuted it.
If I'd done it deliberately, I'd be apologizing. But because this was a mistake, I think the important thing is that I point out it's a mistake, that I also make sure that I condemn political violence. And also, crucially, I make a commitment to be better on my social media.
Okay. Do you want to apologize then or not?
No, the reason for that is because Nigel Farage, when I posted this, or when the person posted it, it got less than 1,000 likes. Nigel Farage then took it, cropped it, so it made it look like I posted it, which I think was fundamentally dishonest. It's now had 3.2 million views. So actually, this whole conversation has been seen more because Nigel Farage, Lee Youssef, and I think Richard Tice posted it. So I'm accepting my responsibility in that I shouldn't have accepted that collaboration. I'm accepting that we all need to condemn political violence. But I also think the reporting to the police, the ramping up of the language to say this is incitement to murder me, feels like that's also putting me in a dangerous spot.
Do you want to take this opportunity to apologise to?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think he answered well there.
Very much so. Nigel Farage went out of his way. He knew he had something that was going to incite hatred out of his followers. So he posted it.
Yeah. But apparently, the police have confirmed that no action is going to be taken. Here's Danny fucking Price again. Metropolitan Police have confirmed that no further action will be taken against Zach Polanski over him accepting collaboration post which featured this t-shirt. Zach Polanski has also refused to apologize for the scheming, greasy, grifting, racist, anti-Semitic, shit-stirring, self-victimizing, toad-faced bigots. If Nigel Farage wants to apologize for the times that he's put other people in danger, then I'll be happy to make an apology. Gutted, you fascist prick. This is yet another blow for the Reform leader and comes just weeks after he tried to say that the press had leaked the address of his daughter, only to be laughed at by the majority of the nation when it was revealed that he himself had been sharing the property's address for over a decade. Stupid fucking toad. Avon and Somerset police have also announced that they will be taking no action against the individual wearing the t-shirt and labelled it clearly satirical. And there's the image up close.
I've worn way worse.
Yeah, so have I in the past. Nigel Farage and his supporters must be livid. But before they start crying about two-tier policing, they should all be reminded about the time that Nigel Farage was served with a similar outcome in May 2017 after he threatened to take up arms if the UK didn't go ahead with Brexit.
Ugh.
If they don't deliver this Brexit that I spent 25 years of my life working for, then I will be forced to don khaki, pick up a rifle and head for the front lines.
Nigel,
Anyway.
It is not World War I. He's acting like he's going to wear a World War I uniform.
Yeah.
You're not going out to the front, Nige.
Yeah.
Khaki. Your military hasn't worn khaki in like 200 years
Or
like a long time.
Yeah.
We're not going on a campaign in Africa, Nige. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, just a reminder, Nigel Farage supports nonces. That's the post, LOL.
I love seeing all these pictures with people with Andrew Tate because they can't lie. They can't lie and be like, oh, I don't know who he is. Look at this picture.
Yeah.
I saw one with Barron Trump. I saw one with just like he took a picture with a bunch of people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But in my opinion, this is Nigel Farage, grizzling and moaning about this, about Zach Polanski apparently sharing this, this photo of this man wearing the satirical t-shirt. It's just a distraction. It's just a distraction from all the trouble that he's in, including receiving the £5 million gift.
And he was under investigation. He quit his job in order to run for his job.
Yeah.
We need to say that out loud more because it doesn't make sense. I'm going to quit my job just to get my job back.
Yeah, yeah.
And now he's fighting with a bin and a fox.
Yes.
And some animal named Lawrence Fox.
well, actually, the fox has pulled out.
Oh.
But still, there's still 33 candidates running against Nigel Farage.
I told you from the day I met you, I don't know what it is about Lawrence Fox. I despise that man.
Yeah.
I think when he walks, he literally leaves a slime trail.
Yeah, no, yeah, undoubtedly. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, all of this is a non-story. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. So, moving on. I'll just consult my trusty list. Yes, we're going to your side of the pond.
Oh.
Here we go. This is from the Daily Beast. Sleepy Trump, 80, struggles to keep eyes open at White House dinner. The president, who demanded the White House Correspondents' Dinner go on, could barely stay awake. And we've got some footage here. Oh, messages. Let's see.
You get really nice commercials.
Now the Broadcast Award for Excellence Under Deadline Pressure. And this year's winner is my colleague and very good friend, Caitlin Collins of CNN.
Yeah, he has to sit through this as well.
Reporting by CNN's Caitlin Collins on a historic showdown in the Oval Office between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky launched a memorable day of nonstop insight and analysis, including her exclusive interview with the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Judges were awed by the depth of knowledge, access, and context that Caitlin brought to coverage of a meeting that unraveled before the world's eyes. The WHCA is pleased to honor the deadline reporting of CNN's Caitlin Collins.
Mm-hmm.
He was literally passed out. He was going back and forth.
Yeah.
The big problem is for years they made fun of Joe Biden, and Trump is going through the exact same thing right now.
Yeah.
They made fun of him for his age, and Trump is literally doing the exact same thing that Joe Biden used to do.
Yeah. The article goes on. President Donald Trump appeared to repeatedly doze off as he headlined Washington's most high-profile celebration of press freedom. 3 months after the annual White House Correspondents Association dinner was derailed after a gunman opened fire minutes into the event, a scaled-back redo was held on Friday night. But despite insisting the show must go on, the 80-year-old president was seen repeatedly closing his eyes for extended periods as speeches unfolded inside the Waldorf Astoria ballroom. The evening kicked off with Trump forced to sit for a video roasting him about press freedom and America being a country of no kings. Things got even more awkward when the Wall Street Journal was celebrated for reporting on a lewd letter Trump allegedly sent to the notorious child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. And there's the letter in question.
Interesting.
The president eventually got up to give his own speech, where he cracked jokes about the press not liking him and suggested future dinners should be held in his White House ballroom and named after him. I've been informed by CBS News' David Ellison, he's the owner, next year they're going to call it the Trump White House Correspondents' Dinner, he told me, and I like that very much. Change the name of it, okay? He said. God, he's such a narcissistic prick.
He is just out of control.
Yeah. In a moment that was met with near silence, Trump also once again attacked CNN's Caitlin Collins, describing her as a young, attractive woman who never smiles, before suggesting she looked like transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
Ouch, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah. I said, Caitlin, do you ever smile? He said, to virtually no laughs. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person, so smile, Caitlin. But the president also took aim at members of his own cabinet, including Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who once admitted to dumping a dead bear in Central Park. Describing Kennedy as a piece of work and a different kind of person, he told the audience, I hope that everyone finally got to enjoy the entire, very delicious beef tenderloin. I want you all to know that Bobby Kennedy is right here, and he personally ran over the cow. The octogenarian also mocked the body of White House Communications Director Stephen Shun, whom he once outed as a user of fat drugs, telling the crowd, don't ever wrestle Stephen. God, he's such a wanker. I really hate this man. I really hate Trump so fucking much.
He is, I think we throw words like narcissist and unhinged around too much. He is an unhinged narcissist.
Yeah.
It's incurable. It's incurable. And I'm not kidding you. If he had done anything positive, I will highlight it. I'd be like, hey, look at this. That's an empty plate I'm holding. That man has done, so the problem with Trump, he pulled a hat out during that correspondence dinner saying that he's going to run for a third term. He was supposedly joking. First of all, everyone got scared. Everybody was like, oh no, he really is. Yeah.
He's not going without a fight.
He's another crybaby.
Yeah.
He acts like the world is coming to an end when people tell the truth.
Yeah.
And they're no longer showing the deaths of servicemen and women in Iran right now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I hate this timeline that we're in.
Serious. You know what's so funny? I think I first met you like 5 years ago. We were all so much happier. We were, even during the plague, even like...
Yeah.
There's a weird joke that when you have an adult in charge, you take a yoga class, you do all these things, you better your life because you don't have to worry about the government. When a tyrant is in charge, every day you turn on the TV and you're like, oh, what fresh hell is it today?
Yeah.
What tire fire is going today? And that goes for anyone who is out of control.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we could move to an alternate timeline where Trump is a failed right-wing stand-up comic with a fucking podcast that no one watches.
I wish we were in a timeline where I was on a starship so far away from here that I was watching this on a buoy of a satellite.
Yeah. But he keeps dozing off. He dozes off all the fucking time now.
And the thing is, he goes to these events that he puts on and falls asleep.
Yeah.
He literally desecrated the White House to have Lollapalooza at the White House, aka the Warped Tour, to have bikes and UFC fights, and then he fell asleep at the fight.
Yeah.
He literally had Travis Pastrana, all these, like, it was a literal circus, and he passed out.
Yeah. Didn't he fall asleep at what was it, Lindsey Graham's funeral as well?
I saw that.
Yeah.
He should at least wear sunglasses or get glasses that have fake eyes in them. Come on, if you're gonna pass out all the time, go full slapstick.
But seriously, it reminds me of the final year of my dad's life. When he would be dozing off in his chair, just about all the time, and that is, because that is a sign that your body is slowing down. Yeah, and your brain is slowing down as well.
With all due respect, he's 80, and I've known people that lived that long, but they took care of their body.
Yeah,
he in no way, shape, or form. Burger King and Adderall are not taking care of your body.
No, well, yeah.
So and for anyone, and that's not allegedly, he is known to be addicted to Adderall.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. He hasn't been taking care of all that junk food. Yeah, he hasn't been taking care of himself. He looks terrible. He looks worse every time he makes a public appearance.
And the problem is too, and I think this would happen, like, when no one is there to tell you no, he'll eat, like, how much Burger King does he eat every day? How much McDonald's? He has a Diet Coke button. I have to stop myself. I drink Pepsi, okay? I have to regulate how many I drink, because I'll drink like 10 in a day. Yeah. So I can only imagine how many, Trump is drinking throughout the course of a day.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'm sure he's on borrowed time.
And being the leader of any country is stressful for the best person. If you look at pictures of Barack Obama, he was young. Yeah. When he started, he was 45. Yeah. 8 years later, the man was gray like Moses. The man was just great.
Yeah.
And so that job's stressful to begin with.
Yeah, this is it. So I don't think he says he wants to run for a third term, but I don't think he's going to make it to the end of this one.
I think he says that just to troll people because he knows it, like, everything is so polarized right now.
Yeah.
This is worse than COVID. And I'm saying that on the record. This is worse than COVID.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
At least we walked out in front of our house and banged pots. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Oh.
Those were the good old days.
Seriously. Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see. Watch this space. We'll be keeping an eye on Donald Trump, I'm sure. So do, hit the bell icon so you stay in the loop.
Oh, and for the record, please do not put your hand in the reflection pool. They're giving people 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for real.
More people have been arrested over the reflecting pool than people involved with Epstein. For
exactly. Some professor of something, he put his hand in the reflecting pool and he saw that there was paint peeling back. They charged him with criminal mischief and over $1 million worth of damage when he just touched a pool.
Yeah.
So it's crazy times right now.
Yeah. I know. We're through the looking glass, people.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding you. This is every Tom Clancy book I ever read. This is every man, this is every conspiracy book I ever read. You guys proved Dan Brown. You guys proved Dan Brown right. I read he wrote at least 3 conspiracy theories books that I read, and you proved him right.
Yeah.
I told my friend yesterday, I told Jess yesterday, I said, I need new conspiracy theories because all of mine are coming true.
Yeah,
This is terrible.
they're not theories anymore. They're facts.
It's true. No, it's 100. That's so true.
They're just conspiracies.
I want to go back to when it was just me like being crazy, saying, "Oh, this and this is going to happen," and then it does, and I'm like, "Oh no,
Yeah,
they're crazy."
yeah. Nobody's laughing now.
For real.
Anyway, next segment. This next story is from Navarro Media. Lawyers scared to do their jobs after charges against Palestine Action barrister. He's accused of defying a judge's orders by reminding a jury of their right to acquit. By Claire Heimer. Lawyers are scared of doing their jobs following contempt of court charges made against the top barrister who defended a Palestine Action activist, senior legal figures say. Defense lawyer Rajiv Menon KC was due to stand trial on Tuesday, accused of defying a judge's order by telling a jury they had the right to acquit activists according to their conscience. Menon denies he acted improperly. Amid widespread outrage about his case, the Court of Appeal last week intervened to postpone the trial, which is now expected to go ahead in October. Almost 40,000 people have signed a petition in support of Menon. No barrister in British legal history has ever faced contempt proceedings over the content of a closing speech, the petition says. Menon was representing Charlotte Lottie Head after she and others broke into a site owned by Israeli arms firm Elbit Systems near Bristol in August 2024. Ryle Carmi Jones KC, the chair of Criminal Bar Association, said people at the criminal bar have become uncertain and scared of what they can and can't say. Scared of somehow they might be at the end of a trial where they have faithfully represented their client themselves, facing a charge of criminal contempt. It's beginning to feel like it's about the politics of the subject matter of the trial rather than the core principles of how a barrister represents his client. This is a ridiculous situation.
Absolutely.
I can't believe that this is happening. To be honest, these barristers shouldn't be scared to do their job.
Your legal system and ours, although they look alike, they are very different. Because in the American system, almost every lawyer in their closing argument says, "Let your conscience be your guide."
Yeah.
So that's strange to me that he's reminding them to look inside themselves.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, if I was on that jury, I would be like, they did nothing wrong. Go on about your day.
Yeah. And it just says to me that this case, this situation with Israeli lobbies having so much power over the government and now over our legal system has made the work of lawyers in this country untenable.
Absolutely. And the second you start censoring, though, that's the beginning of the end. When you cannot say the truth out loud, it's over.
Yeah. It's starting to. I think I read that bit. Sorry. Former Shadow Attorney General Baroness Shami Chakrabarti also expressed her concern about Menon's prosecution, believed to be the first by a barrister over remarks made during a closing speech, saying it was her view that the judges have behaved capriciously in this case in a very chilling manner. Jeremy Corbyn, the parliamentary leader for your party, said the case should terrify anyone who cares about the independence and integrity of the judicial system. And he's
What
right.
integrity? What integrity, though, when you are shills for a different country?
Yeah. It's crazy the amount of power the Israeli government has over our own government, has over our own legal system.
I feel like they have pictures of everyone dumping coffee out on the highway or something. It has to be a little bit deeper than just having more money than everybody else.
Yeah. But I feel we're living in the upside down.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. Especially when one country can have say over everyone else, and they're the size of the shopping mall by my house.
Yeah. I mean, let's not get it twisted. I'm not saying that that Jews rule the world or anything like that, because that really would be anti-Semitic. But
what's happening is that this one particular country that happens to be Israel has they have tentacles in many different countries, and it has nothing to do with who they are. It's what they're doing.
Yeah. Because
we get confused. But it's this person or that person. Regardless, they're doing something wrong.
And
you shouldn't be protected because of some out-of-date notion that you're the chosen people. I can say that. You could say that. I could say the cats that I feed are the chosen cats.
Yeah.
My stray cats that I feed.
It's the Israeli government I'm talking about.
And last night, for the past 2 days, there's been major riots in Israel.
Yeah.
So their own people are fighting the army right now. Their own people are fighting their own government.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
And for as one-sided as it feels sometimes, I feel like we should show that, because when this is all over, people are going to punish Israel, and there were a lot of people who fought their own country.
Yeah, I mean, Israel are the ones committing genocide.
Yes,
they're the ones committing war crimes.
Yes,
and yet, people, people, desperately trying to stop weapons being manufactured that are going to be used to commit these war crimes. They're the ones who are demonized, by our governments.
It's an outdated idea that certain people are above scrutiny. It's literally an outdated idea.
So, this is a ridiculous state of affairs. It's terrible. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I'll be in the corner with my head between my legs. I'll be curled in the corner, rocking.
Okay, moving on. We've still got a few more stories left. Let's move on to the next segment.
Awesome.
This is interesting. This story is from the Canary. Richard Tice flips out over reporting on his latest scandal by friend of the show, Willem Moore. And I call him friend of the show because he actually follows me on X now.
Oh, awesome! Is that like me and Kate Smurthwaite? Everyone hates her, but she follows me on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, nice.
So Kate Smurthwaite and I have been friends for years.
Richard. Reform UK and its senior politicians have embroiled themselves in several ongoing financial scandals, and Deputy Leader Richard Tice is now complaining that people have noticed said financial scandals. Many of these controversies relate to funding the party received in the run-up to the 2024 general election. And in what seems to be a clear sign that reform people are rattled, Richard Tice is now attacking the media outlets investigating him. He tweeted this: both the BBC and Metropolitan Police appear to have acted in clear breach of legal obligations, contrary to well-established case law in the BBC's reporting about me over the weekend. He continues. I have written to both the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police and the BBC's Director General, setting out these serious breaches. My lawyers have also been instructed. Any media organisation considering repeating these allegations should exercise the utmost caution.
Can I just say for the record that if there is anyone out there that would like to give me large amounts of money, like by all means, we can go full Great Expectations. I'll give you my address.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to give me £5 million,
oh my gosh,
no strings attached,
exactly,
I will be eternally grateful. That would give me and my family financial security for the rest of our lives.
Exactly. I'll name a wing in my house after you.
Yeah. It must be nice to have a friend, a billionaire friend who just gives you £5 million gift.
I've even with the Richard Tice story, like I need family friends. Like he keeps on saying it's a family friend. I need a family friend like that because my family's broke compared to Richard Tice.
Yeah.
Oh, I need friends like that.
Yeah, me too. I think most of us do. Richard Tice panic stations. Tice's message read in full. I'm not going to repeat myself. I've already read his message. The convicted fraudster in question is George Cottrell, aka Posh George, whom we've talked about at length before on this show. Posh George is also linked to other party scandals, having particularly bankrolled Farage and Reform in the run-up to the 2024 election. Gabrielle Pogrund tweeted this, exclusive by @ManMiddelow featuring me, Vietnam Menzies and George Greenwood. The criminal who funded Nigel Farage made undisclosed donations to Reform in apparent breach of electoral law. George Cottrell lawyers at Carter Ruck refused to say when he became permissible donor. As with Tice, people accused Farage of trying to deflect from his scandals by focusing on everything besides the issue at hand. The key example of this was the Clacton by-election, which Farage instigated for no obvious reason. Deflections. Back to Tice, the BBC also noted, the BBC understands that the party was not aware of the investigation into the payments from Britain means business. So Tice's issues that the BBC and other outlets seem to have become aware of things he wasn't aware of. In other words, he doesn't seem to understand what journalism is. The thing is, if Richard Tice decides to sue the BBC, there's this thing called disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's called discovery in the States, where all the evidence has to come to light. And
we call it full disclosure as well.
Oh, okay. I thought it was called discovery. I must be thinking of something else. But anyway, disclosure is going to be a bitch.
Oh yeah.
So,
it's one thing when you find out everything that someone's been omitting, and you find out how much of a liar that person is.
Yeah, he's only using lawyer speak to frighten these people, to try to shut them up, basically. Rebecca Tidy tweeted this: the BBC reported that the Metropolitan Police is investigating political donations made by a company controlled by Tice. The Met confirmed this. Neither organisation claimed Tice is guilty. Now he's threatening every newsroom that accurately reports those facts. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sue you for telling the truth.
Yeah. Tice also seems to think that people are going to care more about how the revelations came out than the revelations themselves. This is optimistic on his part. It's especially optimistic given that Reform has spent the past few months trying to deflect from its many scandals with pretty much no success. As the Times revealed, the donations in question led to Reform's bank blocking its payments for 2 weeks around the 2024 election. Breaking: Reform had its bank account frozen at height of general election after potentially illegal donations from George Cottrell's mother and Richard Tice. We reveal Arbuthnot Latham, its bank, blocked payments for 2 weeks after suspect transactions. The Times also reported, taking into account money she donated directly or via Tice's company, Fiona Cottrell provided 35% of all payments received by Reform during the 2024 election campaign. She has never commented on the source of her wealth or the subsequent inquiries by the National Crime Agency or Scotland Yard. Attention economy. By kicking up such a fuss, Reform and Tice could end up triggering the Streisand effect, i.e., they could draw more attention to the story than if they just kept quiet.
Yeah,
in other words, we encourage them to carry on kicking up a fuss.
The same thing is happening with Nigel Farage. The more that he screams and he waves his hands, the more we're coming to find out he's an utter and complete scumbag.
Yeah.
But is there one of these guys that isn't just a greasy, lying, money-stealing carpetbagger?
Well, this is it. I think there needs to be I think the entire I think all the Reform MPs need to be thoroughly investigated.
Yes.
It wouldn't surprise me if they've all got their fingers in the till one way or the other.
They have to be. Even though I will say, I found out how much, like if you're an MP, you get paid a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get paid that much in America. They get paid more to be an MP than you would to be a senator or, to be in the House of Representatives or anything like that.
All right. I think it's like 90 grand a year now.
That's
being MP.
insane.
and even more if you're in the cabinet.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Americans don't make anywhere near that. Gavin Newsom, the governor, for as much as I don't like him, of California, he made like 160,000 or something.
Okay.
So they make a pittance compared to MPs in the UK.
Yeah. And so I don't think we've heard the last of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So, stay tuned for more revelations. Okay, next segment. Let's see what's next. Right. Some positive news for once.
I don't even know what to do with myself with positive news.
Yes. Here it is. This next story is from the Daily Britain. Reform councillor charged over racist post targeting Nigerians after party reinstated him.
Good grief.
Hang on. Pick up Mr. Oh, here we go. Sunderland City Councillor Glenn Gibbings was charged under the Communications Act 2003, Northumbria Police confirmed. The post in question from 2024 contained a racist remark about the Nigerian community. Gibbings is accused of writing that the Nigerians should be melted down to fill in the potholes.
Yikes!
And there's a screen grab of the tweet. Can't believe amount of Nigerians in town. Should melt them all down and fill in the potholes. That is an evil thing to say.
Mr. Gibbons is sick. That is something that a sick individual would say.
Yeah.
If your first thought is murder, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Oh, I say tweet. It was from Facebook, apparently. But still, the deleted Facebook post attributed to Glenn Gibbons that is now the subject of a criminal charge under the Communications Act 2003. How the case reached this point, Northumbria Police said it was alerted to the post in May, opened an investigation and submitted a file to the Crown Prosecution Service, which has now authorised the charge, according to the Telegraph. Gibbings, 66, is due to appear before South Tyneside Magistrates Court on the 21st of August. So at least it looks like he could be facing some consequences for this sick post that he made on Facebook.
The problem is, it's not him saying that, is that some crazy person might go out there and actually try to harm someone.
Yeah.
We have to stop affirming these racist sociopaths and psychos.
Yeah. That really is incitement to violence.
Yeah.
Not a photograph of someone wearing a T-shirt, which could be about Nigel Farage, or it could be about some other person called Nigel, which is clearly satirical. But he's actually saying that he wanted to murder Nigerians, for goodness sake.
Nobody is going to get a guillotine and chop off Nigel Farage's head. Recently, we have seen people dragged out of their own homes because of what they look like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's precedent for this one.
Yeah. The article goes on. The reinstatement that now looks considerably more awkward. Despite the nature of the comments, Gibbons' suspension did not last long. Reform announced in June that its internal disciplinary process had concluded and that he would be allowed to return to the party. Following an internal disciplinary process, Councillor Gibbons has been readmitted to the party and issued with a final written warning, a spokesperson said. He has apologised for making the post and accepts that it was made in extremely poor taste, showing poor judgment. At the time, the decision was criticised by Labour and anti-racism campaigners who questioned why language of that nature had resulted in a warning rather than permanent expulsion. Reform now faces renewed questions about how its disciplinary panel reached that decision, given that the same post has subsequently resulted in a criminal charge. The charge does not establish that Gibbons is guilty, nor does it automatically invalidate the conclusion of a separate party process. It does, however, put Reform's decision to reinstate him under much greater scrutiny. It doesn't look good for Reform, does it? The optics,
No.
at the very least, are terrible.
This is the same party that when on their first week of being in the parliament, people were saying, I don't understand the law and I don't understand this.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you put sycophants in office and people who are just spouting propaganda and are part of a mass movement.
Yeah. And I've reported several reform members or reform councillors who have posted racist tweets or racist posts on social media or have said racist things. This isn't an isolated case. The Reform Party they seem to attract racists and bigots.
And people who like stupid tweets about Karen Voldemort.
Yeah.
I think part of the problem is that for as much as we say that we don't need politicians, this is a proof that we need someone who at least knows the law.
Yeah.
My thing is, like, in my country, no, that used to be the law, but we don't have that anymore. I guess anybody can run for any office, no matter how crazy you are, or no matter what you represent anymore.
Yeah. And it does beg the question, do the Reform Party even have a vetting service? Do they even vet the people who are going to run for office?
No, this is the same party who, when asked their defense policy, couldn't say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just putting warm bodies in seats.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I think they it seems to me that they just pick anyone they can find off the streets.
Seriously.
Yeah. The article concludes, why this matters beyond one councillor. This isn't an isolated case within Reform's local government ranks. Reform has lost more than 120 councillors since May, a genuinely striking figure that's received relatively little mainstream press attention given the scale of it, with resignations and departures spanning a wide range of causes across the country. Gibbons' case stands out for a specific reason, though. This isn't a councillor who quietly resigned or was quietly removed. He was suspended, investigated internally, and then actively reinstated by the party with a written warning, a decision Reform will now have to explain, given that the same underlying post has gone on to produce an actual criminal charge. Whether a final written warning was ever a sufficient response to language this explicit is a question the party is likely to face regardless of how the criminal case itself concludes.
Wild times we live in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go buy bricks and build a bomb shelter in my backyard.
Yeah. But again, I'll let people share their own opinions on this case in the comments. Okay. Moving on. We've still got a few more segments.
It feels old school.
Yeah. So, this is potentially good news. This story is from Novara Media. Palestine Action granted permission to appeal ban. Supreme Court allows group to challenge ruling by Sophia Shearer. The Supreme Court has granted Huda Amori permission to appeal the prescription of Palestine Action. Last month, the Court of Appeal upheld the government's decision in July 2025 to ban the activist group, but its founder has now been given permission to fight the ban. The Supreme Court has said the hearing will be expedited to this autumn. Amori wrote on X, "The fight continues. We will be arguing in the Supreme Court that the ban is unlawful, as it is disproportionate to free speech and the right to protest. The decision comes as hundreds of peaceful protesters were arrested outside the court for allegedly displaying support for Palestine Action, although video evidence suggests that some neither held a placard nor committed any other offence." Have you been following this case?
Not too closely. I've been seeing it on TV, but not too closely.
So basically, Palestine Action they're an activist organization who I think they damaged some weapons that or weapon parts in an Elbit manufacturing factory.
I did hear about this.
Yeah, and I think they spray painted a couple of RAF jets.
Do you know what the funny thing is?
Well.
50 years from now, there'll be a movie about them calling them heroes.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh man.
And they've been prescribed as a terrorist organization. So it's currently illegal to support Palestine Action.
This is what makes you wonder what side you're on, because during World War II, this exact thing went on, and we called them heroes.
Yeah.
People on the inside who were being forced to work would purposely mess with certain bombs and certain guidance systems and things, so they would miss.
Yeah.
On the inside,
Yeah.
And we made movies about them and called them heroes. And now when people do it, they're terrorists.
Yeah. But what has happened is that thousands of people have been arrested for holding up placards that say, "I support Palestine. I'm against genocide and I support Palestine Action." And this has included, octogenarians, 80-year-old priests, disabled and blind people, being dragged away, just for holding up placards. And it, it's just it's showing just how ridiculous this prescription is.
It shows how insane we've become.
Yeah.
The problem
And-
is, the more we accept something like this, the more it's going to happen.
Yes. And you could agree, you could argue that Palestine Action activists have caused criminal damage, but
Again,
charge them with criminal damage.
exactly. Give them their fine and send them home.
Yeah. And oh, there's a message here.
Yay!
Hello, Michael William. Hello, Jess.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hello, Twitty McTwid.
But charge these people with criminal damage, and but don't label them terrorists, because they haven't actually, apart from one bodyguard, one security guard, I think it was. I think he was slightly harmed, but apart from him, I don't think they haven't harmed anyone. They've just damaged property.
What happens is, when you hurt a cry bully's feelings, they bring up everything you're doing to distract from what they're doing. This is a distraction story from the fact that people are committing genocide. I had to laugh when I said that, because we're getting mad over etiquette. You said this or that, when the truth is people are dying, and it doesn't matter what you say, or it's how you act. It's not what you say.
Yeah. And it seems to me that that our government care more about equipment than actual people.
It's in a weird way, it's been like that. It's sad, but true.
Yeah. So I really do hope the Palestine Action, win their appeal against this prescription, because it's completely, in my opinion, unlawful. They shouldn't have been prescribed.
You shouldn't go to jail for hurting someone's feelings.
No.
And that's what's happening in society. We're slowly falling down this rabbit hole where if you hurt someone's feelings, you're going to go to jail for it.
Yeah. The article goes on. The decision comes as hundreds of peaceful... yes, I think I've read that. The article goes on. In an official statement, Amori added, "This unprecedented attack on free speech and the right to protest in this country is already having a chilling effect at a time when speaking out about Israel's crimes could not be more urgent. We will continue to fight this prescription all the way to the Supreme Court, and if necessary, to the European Court of Human Rights, to overturn what has become one of the most extreme attacks on free speech and the right to protest in modern British history."
My advice is run. Like Doctor Who said, run. Run. Just start running.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep our eyes on this. Well, I'm sure there'll be more stories. There'll be more updates on this story, I'm sure.
It's amazing to me how one country has a grip on every other country in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like we were saying earlier, it's okay to dislike the government and still not hate the people.
Yeah. Yeah. But let me know let me know what you guys think in the comments. Okay, just a couple more stories and we're done.
Awesome.
Is this going to work?
I still have enough coffee. I have to do the swish to see how much is in my cup.
Okay, let's let's try this again. Excuse me. Yeah, let's try this again. Technology. Let's okay. This is from the Poke.
Oh, it's my bin.
Yeah. Count Binface released his Clacton manifesto, and it could well have Nigel Farage in a cold sweat for the Wayne Rooney policy alone. It's a little over 2 weeks to the Clacton by-election, and the electioneering is in full swing, by which we mean that Nigel Farage has bothered to turn up in the constituency he seemed unable to find with both hands and a flashlight until he needed to resign from it to avoid parliamentary scrutiny. And there's a tweet here. Oh, what the deuce? What is happening?
Do they put up like LA Times has firewalls?
And there's a tweet here from Nigel Farage.
All right.
You got my vote.
Thank you, lad. All right, well done. Thank you. Nice to see you.
I hope you win.
Thank you very much. All right, so.
Thank you so much for everything you do, and truly appreciate that.
Well, that's unbelievable.
Sir!
We're literally just talking about you.
Really?
And we were like, oh my God, we were just talking about Andy bloody Burnham.
Right.
And we were like, oh my God, I can't believe it's him.
Right, you can have one as well, no problem at all. I might even put it up. Well, I hope you bloody do.
Yeah.
I threw up a little bit watching that.
That couldn't be more staged if it featured 3 Union Jack Lions, a Spitfire, and a Postman from 1957. There is a massive list of 34 candidates running for the seat. We've posted them at the bottom so you can pick your favorite or start an office sweepstake. And I have done a deep dive into all 34 candidates, and I've split them into, I think I split them into 8 segments altogether. So you can watch those segments at your leisure.
Yeah, definitely go check that out. I've learned more about people I didn't know than I ever wanted to know.
Yeah. Before you get there, however, feast your eyes on the newly released manifesto of the only real contender in the fight against Reform UK, Count Binface, who has tailored his policies to the area. Count Binface tweeted this: "Here it is, my manifesto for the 2026 Clacton by-election. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Join me. Clean up Clacton, and let's make the 13th of August Bin Day." So his policies for Clacton are... Oh. So his policies for Clacton... Oh, hang on. These are Count Binface's policies for Clacton. 1. I will boost the region's economy, prestige and fame. 2. I will cut your taxes and raise everyone else's. 3. Bus fares to be capped at $1.99 and 99 flake ice creams to cost no more than 99p. 4. I promise to spend more time in Clacton-on-Sea than in Washington, D.C. and to champion the area. 5. MPs who resign mid-parliament to be barred from the resulting by-election. 6. MPs who change party mid-parliament to be forced to face a by-election. 7. I pledge to build at least one affordable house. 8. Arcade grabber games to be made fairer so players actually have a chance to win. 9. Oil and gas companies to pay for solar panels for everyone, from Shaq, age 10. 10. Regeneration of Walton Pier so it is just as great as Clacton Pier. 11. A windfall tax on cozy crime novels written by celebrities. 12. Potholes to be filled using copies of the 2024 Labour Party manifesto. 13. Parliament to be moved to my new Bean HQ in Wheelie while the Palace of Westminster is restored. 14. People who drive past Clacton Station with annoyingly loud exhausts to lose their licence. 15. I will not accept £5 million gifts from crypto billionaires on Earth. 16. A referendum on whether Pluto should regain its planet status. 17. The hand dryer at the gents' toilet in the Great Himalayas restaurant, Southport, to be moved to a more sensible position. 18. Wayne Rooney to be new expert summariser for the BBC at Eurovision. 19. Count Binface to represent UK at Eurovision 2027 with Clacton hosting Eurovision 2028. 20. I stand by my past manifestos, CFAX, speakerphones, nationalising Adele, renaming HS2 FFS1, and the hand dryer The Crown and Treaty. I've got it all covered.
You know, he's done more campaigning for that pub than anyone has ever done in history.
Yeah. Some of those have winner written all over them. I promise to spend more time in Clacton-on-Sea than in Washington, D.C. and champion the area. MPs who resign mid-parliament to be barred from the resulting by-election. I will not accept £5 million gifts from crypto billionaires on Earth. Who could possibly be the target of the snark in those particular policies? I wonder. But pledge 18 to make Wayne Rooney the new expert summariser, Vision 2027, after his succinct description of the World Cup final half-time show, surely is the clincher.
I can tell you what he's going to say after every performance. That was terrible. That was terrible. That was awful.
Yeah.
I can tell you what he's going to say after every performance.
Radoslaw Sikorski said this: Count Binface's sense of humour deserves to be recognised by the UNESCO World Heritage List. Stuzy said, everyone's a binner, baby, that's no lie. Count Binface unveils manifesto for the upcoming Clacton by-election, which you'll recall was triggered by Nigel Farage, who's currently trying to dead cat his way out of a myriad of financial scandals. How many scandals are here, you ask? Yes. And there's a still there from the famous Four Candles sketch. If you know, you know. Sandra said this: Count Pinface manifesto promises to rename HS2. It will be called FFS1. Professor Steve Keen: potholes to be filled using copies of the 2024 Labour Party manifesto. That's a good one. Vivian, holding Burnham to account, said, setting an excellent example of the priorities of a manifesto. I'm disappointed to not see moving number 10 to Clacton, though. Clearly a vote winner for local people. John Sweeney said, if I lived in Clacton, Count Binface would have my votes. Yeah, same. CJ Tudor said, I am very much in favour of number 11, which was a windfall tax on cosy crime novels written by celebrities. Yes, I think I'm in favour of that one as well.
The problem when a celebrity writes a book, they already have promotion.
Yes.
So I agree with that. Get rid of all of that.
Yeah. Freedom isn't free, posted Clacton. Please, please, please elect this guy. Here's the hero we didn't know we needed. And Kenji tweeted, Clacton Eurovision 2028.
I'm going to laugh when they really do bring Wayne Rooney on.
Yeah.
I'm going to laugh.
Yeah. 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 Binface for the win. Come on, Clacton. You know what to do. But but everyone should let me know in the comments who you would vote for. Would you vote for Count Binface if you lived in Clacton? Let me know. Okay, and we've come to our final segment. This is a disappointing one. This is from the Metro. John Cleese says he isn't racist, but believes some cultures are better than others.
Poor guy.
John Cleese has insisted that he's not a racist after voicing support for Restore Britain leader Rupert Lowe. The 40 Towers and Monty Python star, 86, has become increasingly outspoken on social media in recent months, voicing concerns over immigration, free speech, and cancel culture. Taken to social media yesterday, Cleese said that he believes some cultures are better than others. Responding to a post featuring the former Reform UK MP, Cleese recently said on X, I trust this man more than any of the other leaders. What do you think of this?
I think there's like 5 things I can't say on the internet. And I also feel like John Cleese has reached that get off my lawn age.
Yeah.
I think when and it's happening to me, like you become more opinionated as you become older.
Yeah.
And I think with him, Richard Dawkins, all of these people, we put too much, shall I say it, faith in these people. The second you were reading that, I was like, I'm throwing away all of my DVDs right now. I'm going to go burn them. But the truth is, he's just angry.
Yeah.
And he's literally shaking his fist at the sea like Nige.
Yeah.
You can blame people all you want, but at the end of the day, I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. You make yourself angry. No one can make you angry. You have to accept their actions. Yeah. And trust me, I get mad all the time, but I think, John, this is just sad. This is just a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, he's literally become like Grandpa Simpson shouting at a cloud.
For real, though.
Yeah.
And he forgot his own shtick. Hold on, let me do it. You should always look on the bright side. Hold on, I'm hanging on a cross. You should always look on the bright side, no matter what. Doo-doo. Come on.
But
you know what? No more heroes. I'm going to not listen to anyone anymore. I'm just going to go back to my cave.
But you talking of that reminds me of the time when have you ever seen that that debate that he and Michael Palin had with a bishop and Malcolm Muggeridge?
Yes.
Over the life of Brian.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm certain that the John Cleese who debated Malcolm Muggeridge and that crusty old bishop he'd be horrified at the John Cleese of today.
He's become the crusty old bishop. It's one of those things. When you're young, and I've said this forever. When you're young, you fight the establishment. When you're older, you realize that you are the establishment.
Yeah.
And so he thinks that it's okay to trash everyone else now. You're right. The person who he was, gosh, when did that movie come out? In the 80s?
I think it was the 70s, wasn't it?
In the 70s.
Mm.
Oh, that's so sad. I hope I don't grow up to be old and crotchety and angry.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think that I'm getting more and more left wing as I get older.
My stance is leave people alone.
Yeah.
That is my stance. That is so sad that he's chose to go down this route. Maybe he's bored and he feels like getting notoriety again. Like Richard Dawkins, every time someone forgets about him, he'll go and say something stupid. And I'm like, oh, I forgot you existed.
Like Morrissey as well.
Oh, my God. And Boy George. Boy
Yes.
George. Did you see the story about Boy George?
Oh, yes, I did, yeah.
I wanted to cry when I saw that. So no more heroes.
Yeah.
And I'm never listening to Karma Chameleon again.
No,
it comes and goes, and I will never listen to it again.
But,
oh, now it's in my head.
yeah. But it's easy for John Cleese to say that he supports Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe because he won't be affected by their policies one iota. Yeah, he's a multi-millionaire. Yeah, so
and he can say anything. He won't be around 20 years from now, so he can say anything.
Yeah, this is that's it as well. He won't be affected by their policies. You know, should a miracle happen and they get into power,
and it happens to me.
It's easy for him to say that.
I remember the glory days. So sometimes when I say something, I'm speaking from a place where things were better back then. You know.
Yeah.
He's thinking of I don't know wherever any country was ever great, but he's thinking of back in the day, and that world doesn't exist anymore.
No. He tweeted this. I see I am being richly insulted for my support of this man. The uneducated call me a racist. I'm not a racist. I am a culturalist. I believe that some cultures are better than others. I prefer cultures that do not advocate stoning, pedestry, wife-beating, female genital mutilation, and beheading opponents. Call me old-fashioned.
Our countries are so it is so funny. That is one fear that we don't have in America. We're not anti-Islam like some people are. Not as bad, I should say.
But that's just the extreme end of Islam. Most Muslims in this country just want to live in peace.
Most people I know mind their own business. It is the number
Yeah.
one religion around the world.
Yeah. It's I think Christianity is still just about the number one religion, but Islam is getting close.
It's getting real close.
But he's tarring all Muslims with the same brush. That's the problem.
Exactly.
And most Muslims don't think that way.
I live around people of all religion, races. You can't even tell because they're just living their life and minding their own business.
Yeah.
Oh man, John Cleese has reached that angry. How come Rod Stewart isn't screaming at clouds? Rod Stewart's out there still doing concerts.
Yeah, but I think he voiced support for reform, saying that we should give Nigel Farage a chance.
I saw something. He's performing in Vegas. I was like, I want to go see Rod Stewart.
But again, I mean, he's rich. He won't be affected by reforms policies should they get into power.
That's the problem in today's world, is that there definitely is a divide between the haves and have-nots, and we do not know how the other half lives. So we'll say something, not realizing that a lot of people do not live that way.
Yeah. Rupert Lowe then thanked Cleese publicly for his backing, saying that his support was appreciated. This comes after Cleese recently called London Mayor Sadiq Khan a silly little man, before writing, "Sorry to have to say this. The British do not like the kind of diversity that intends to take over Britain and kill any infidel." For goodness sake. No.
He's allowed fear to take over.
Yeah. Not all Muslims think this way. They don't.
It's truly a sign of age. My father was my hero. He was the most tolerant human I've ever known in my life. When he hit 70 years old, all of a sudden he started hating everything.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's just sad. And how old is John Cleese?
86.
Oh my gosh. He's from a world that doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
Quite literally, the world that he grew up in doesn't exist. And that's why he's mad, because the faces do not match from when he was a kid.
Yeah. In another post, he also wrote, "Traditional British values are under attack from Muslim belief systems." But, what are British values? British values are evolving all the time.
We don't have enough time.
No,
culture is a funny thing. Like, and Americans are the same way. We absorb every culture we've ever come across, be it good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
So you can't say like, oh, this is just one culture, when we are a conglomerate of everything we've ever come across.
Yeah.
Why do you drink tea?
Yeah.
Why do you? I could go off about that subject. Like, we are a sum total of everything we've ever come across.
Yeah. After serving as a spokesman for the Liberal Democrats in the late 90s, Cleese sparked backlash in 2019 for claiming London was not really an English city anymore.
This has caused a lot of drama lately, and I have never seen so many people stick up for London in my life.
Yeah. He also said that racial diversity had watered down the Englishness of the capital. In a separate interview, he elaborated by saying, "I don't know what's going on in London because London is no longer an English city. We're the most cosmopolitan city on earth, but it doesn't feel English." At the time, Cleese similarly insisted that he wasn't a racist. And
poor guy.
Yeah, it saddens me that he's become like this. That this is how it's going to be remembered now.
Prunella Scales would be so disappointed.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's a shame. Yeah, but I think you're right. We shouldn't have heroes because they always disappoint us in the end.
Very much so. When I was a child, I was obsessed with baseball. Every
Yeah.
single one of my heroes was on steroids or on drugs.
Yeah.
Every single one, so it's one of those things where, or if you have heroes, never meet them.
No.
Except for I met Mark Hamill. He's really nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
I met Mark Hamill. He's a humble, nice human. But besides that, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm disappointed. But but he's 86 years old. It happens. I just hope it doesn't happen to me.
My mom is 75, and some of the things that she says I can't say on YouTube. It happens with age.
Unfortunately, yeah. But you guys in the comments, let me know what you think of John Cleese's recent transformation. Okay, that's it. We made it.
Awesome.
We made it for another show. Yeah, thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime. I absolutely love discussing politics that's not in my country. Because like I said 2 weeks ago, my country's on fire. And we're all just sitting there like, this is fine.
Yeah. And this country is on fire as well. Literally in some places.
Yeah, for real. It's sad times right now. People have given into fear and propaganda. So the only thing you can do is not add to it.
Yeah. This is it. But thanks to everyone who have been watching live, and thanks to everyone who's watching this after the fact as well. And if you're new, do subscribe and hit the bell to stay in the loop. Okay, until next time, bye for now.
Bye.